as always, we've got merch for the channel. We have our Nerd Creative range and our Stay Creative range. Links in the description. Get whatever you want. Creatives, how are you? Welcome or welcome back to the Nerd Creative channel. DeAgostini Collectibles build the Moomin house. In this video, we will be revisiting issue 63. Grab yourself a coffee, sit back, relax and enjoy. The reason that we're revisiting 63 is this staircase that we started to build in 63 we couldn't finish because the DeAgostini accidentally sent me these 4 bottom stairs, which if you look at them there, they're triangle shaped and they were supposed to go here, but they won't fit there. So I could only do this part of the build, but they've sent me, so they did send me, I think I've explained that they did send me the right ones, and I have repainted them and I've varnished them as well, as you can see. So they should be, I think it's 9, 10, 11, 12, not 1, 2, 3, 4. So these will go on here, and that'll be the first thing that we do. So we've got our components here. We've got our magazine. Let's recontinue, shall we? So let me just zoom in. So the first thing we've got to do is we've got to put the treads on, and they are 9, 10, 11 and 12. Let me just get them in order. That's 12. That is 9. That's 11. And that is 10. And I'm going to be using Tamiya quick drying cement or extra thin cement. Just going to put it on the pegs, and then I'm going to, just wondering if there is a way, arrange the treads correctly aligned with the inside edge. Which is the inside edge? With the inside edge. I don't know which is the inside edge. Let's see if it goes on there. Oh yeah, that's what I need to do. I need to make sure, yeah. You can tell by the where the holes are. So that is 9. And next we're putting 10. Just checking. Yeah, because the holes are towards the back, that's how you got to put your plate. You can't put it any other way anyway, it wouldn't fit. The holes would be in the wrong place. So there's only one way to do it. So I'm just going to put some more glue on these treads and place them in. Like that. 11. You don't really need to put any kind of glue or cement on there because they do kind of wedge in really tight. So that's, as you can see, we just need number 12, which this one is. We just need to put that in place. Some cement to hold them, although they'll never come out, and when you've glued them into the floor as well, they will never come out. So there you go. So that's our staircase there. It starts here and it works all its way up there like that, and they're all painted the same colour. They're a little bit shinier than I would like, considering I used matte coat, Tamiya matte coat. They are a little bit shiny, but you know what I mean. It's fine. I'm happy with it. It's whatever you want to do with your staircase. Well, so I'm going to put the banister on. So I'm going to put some glue here, some glue there and glue there. I'm going to use Tamiya extra thin cement. I'm not going to use quick drying glue because it's really stressful, because you got to move really quickly, and these are quite fiddly to put in. So I find cement much easier to deal with. So that goes in there. Let me just line it up and get it in. And like that. There. Get it in the hole there, and these push in the side like that. They don't need to be glued in. So these push in the side like that, but this goes in the hole This goes in that hole there. Let me just push it in. And this one goes in that hole. They're really fiddly to get in though. They are really fiddly. Because these getting in the way. Right, so that goes in that hole. Which it doesn't want to. Okay, let's pull them out. This is what I mean. It gets rid. The glue would have been dry by now if I'd used quick drying glue. Right, that's in there. Pull these out, and this one's in there, like that. They go in those gaps. These go in those gaps, like that. Might use a little bit of Tamiya cement for this one. These won't go down, go in because that won't go down like it should do. But yeah, that's it. That goes in that gap, that goes in that gap. That's it there. That's the first banister in place. I'm going to put a little bit of quick drying glue just on these, just to make sure that they hold, that they're not going anywhere. You don't really need to, but I'm just gonna, just on the sides there, just to make sure that you're not going to see this anywhere. Just going to make sure that they will hold. So that's the first part of the banister there, and the next piece is here. So I just need to make this, I made this hole a little bit bigger with my knife because the paint's covered over it, so I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger, just to, like that. Just to make sure that it fits in properly. Just get rid of that there. And the hole's bigger now. So I'm going to let this dry, and then I'll come back and I'll do these ones here. I've actually got like an eyelash or something, or an arm hair or something just caught underneath there, but I'm going to leave it there because it's all part of the charm, I suppose. So we'll come back and we'll get this staircase in, and then we will get this staircase into the house secured, like I needed to do a while ago, but I couldn't finish the staircase, so I'm going to leave that to dry. I left that a little time to dry, so I'm just going to put this banister in. So that's leaning on my Tamiya. It's going to lean it that way while it is still drying. So I'm going to put some cement on here, and on here, like that. And then I'm going to fit them in place. To that hole, and then whoops, slide it across, and it goes, just to get this right, I'll do the bottom hole first, so it goes in that hole there. See if it goes in, and that hole there, like that, and then it just slots in there, in there, in there, in there, like that. There we go. That's it there. That's the staircase done. Simple as that. Banister going all the way up, all the way up. So I just need that to dry before I put it in the house. Just get this lid on. Sit it on there to dry. Yeah, so I brought the second floor back here because we've got to put this banister railing in place, and that goes in there. It's all the stuff that I couldn't do until I could fix these stairs. So while the stairs are over there drying, I'm going to put this banister in place. Use cement rather than the quick drying glue. So we just put them in those 4 holes, match the holes up, There, like that. Just going to hold them there for a few minutes. There, like that. And leave that to dry, because once that's dry, we can put the roof on, which is this here, and this goes that way around, and we have to tap it onto here. We have to glue here and then tap this in place, and I will check to see which way round it goes. But yeah, we're getting all the odd jobs that I couldn't do done and in place. Okay, so I'm gonna start gluing these walls like that. I'm putting glue directly on to the walls rather than use the cocktail stick, because we need quite a bit of glue. So I'm going to use the cocktail stick to put all these pegs I'm going to put glue on those pegs so that there's a good seal. Some cocktail sticks are over here because I haven't used them for a while. I'm going to get a couple out of there. I just need to get it on these pegs as well. Make sure I don't get it on the wall. There we go. So I'm going to get the ceiling on now. So it says turn the assembly upside down and fix the ceiling. If the beam gets in the way, lightly smooth with sandpaper. Align the ceiling and the floor. Yeah, you've got to kind of align the pattern. So I need to look underneath because it needs to go. Just checking how it goes. It goes there, like that. Something like that. It's got to align the gaps. Yeah, I got it on, but it's not pretty. It's not looking really good. I'd have to take all the ceiling panels off to get it properly in place, but you're not really going to be looking up there anyway, so I've got it in place as best as I can, and took some whacking to get it down, and everything popped off. These banister rails fell off. Just get them in the holes like that. some of the door frames fell off because I was hitting it with such a whack. It's like, whoa. The back banister rail's back on now, as you can see. I've got to put this and this door frame on. I've got to put that door frame back on. Let's open that door a bit. How does it go that way? Yeah, I've got to put this frame and this frame back on, so I'm going to do that now. And this, oh no, that didn't come off. This top bit nearly come off. I need to re-glue that top part, but it's fine. It's how it goes sometimes, you know. It just doesn't always go. They're machine manufactured, so they're not always going to fit properly straight away, and you have to tweak and adjust. So I shall tweak and adjust. So it's going to get the wood glue on here, get it adhered back to where it was. Oops. That. I'll just glue it back in place, which it was here. Yeah, things were shifting when I was trying to get it in, so I think this door frame shifted as well, which is disappointing. So I'm hoping when I get this door sill in the top, I can't remember what the word is now. There's a word for the top of the door sill. Let's get that back in place. Lintel, that's the word, lintel. Yeah, so get this door lintel in place. And it should cover a multitude of sins. There we go. That's those two back on. This was coming off. Well, I think it's alright actually. If it comes off, I'll just glue it back on. Let me just glue it back on because it looks like it's almost fallen off. So I'm gonna, it's pulling a bit of the wallpaper, so I'm just gonna glue it. I'm just gonna put some glue on and put it back on. Staircase fell over, everything fell over when I got my mallet, you see, I was bashing the hell out of it, and you don't really need to hit it that hard to get it in place. You only have to hit it that hard if it's not been put in right, so that's what happened. The fit was very tight. It was actually more than tight, it was just like, but it's on. And you're not really, if it was down here on the floor where you're going to see it all the time, obviously I would do more of a job on it, but it's difficult to get my hand in here now that we've got the roof on. So we get that, there we go, that's it, back in place, sits on there nicely. Spin it around just to make sure that everything else looks okay. Yep. The next thing we do once that's dry is get the staircase put in place. And I'm just trying to work out which way round it goes. So I'm just trying to orient it. If it goes, yeah, so it goes in there. Slide it over, so it goes in there like that. That's where it goes. Let me just swing it around a bit more. Move these out of the way. Yeah, so it goes in there like that. It goes in there. Yeah, it goes in there like that. Let me just zoom out a bit so you can see. So that's where it goes. Trying to work out where I glue it. So I glue it underneath. Yeah, glue underneath, then I glue it. Staircase attached with quick drying glue. Press down so there's no gap here at the top. Not sure what it's supposed to sit on. If it's supposed to sit in there. Yeah, it's supposed to sit flush there like that. What else is it saying? The end of the staircase meets the end of the floor. Okay, yeah, I see that. See that? Yeah, it's going to have to be quick drying glue because it's plastic. It's not wood. So yeah, I'm going to have to use quick drying glue. Try to match the curve. Yeah. So attaches to the wall as well. So yeah, this is going to be. I'm going to have to move really quickly for this. I think I'll do that now. Actually, I'll put it in now. Don't know what it attaches to here except wood. Do you know there? So I've got my glue ready. So I'm going to quickly glue it up like that. I don't have that much time to mess around with it. I'm not going to glue it to the wall. So I've got glue here like that. Right. Here, there, and there like that. Right, I haven't got much time. Got to get it in place like there and there like that. Make sure that it lines up with the floor there and there like that. Just going to hold that while it sets. The floor is flush. So I think it's glued to the floor now. I'm going to let go. I don't know if it's going to glue to this with quick drying glue. When I let go, I can feel it moving. I might have to re-glue it. When I let go, it pulls out like that. So I'm going to put some more glue in there like that and push it back. Yeah, because gluing plastic to wood. Not sure you're supposed to do that. Could do with some epoxy resin or something, but I ain't got any of that. So the second floor is complete with banisters and stairs. Next we will work on the attic. Yes. I think it should be attached now, but I've got a feeling that it won't stay there. Oh. Feels so, yeah, there we go. That's the stairs in. And we're going to move on to the next job that we needed to do. All these odd jobs that I couldn't do, that we can do now. So that was 68, which is done. I've just got to see where. Just going to have a look in magazine 70 to see what I've done. I'm just seeing if it's telling me to do other things. Yeah, it's talking about sticking all the floors together. In issue 70, it's talking about gluing all the floors together, but I can't glue the bottom floor in because of the brickwork. Let me show you. See this brickwork down here? I haven't painted that yet on mine, which I'll have to do. And then this lower ground floor, or the, what do they call it? Ground floor. And then you stick that floor and that floor. I could stick the above floors on top of each other, but I can't stick I can't stick the lowest floor onto the basement level until I paint my brickwork, which I'm going to have to do. But what I can do is I can stick the ground floor to the first floor, and that's what I'll do next. Yeah, so I've had to try and position the camera so that this is the basement, and this is the ground floor, and this is how it sits. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to put it on its side, both of them on the side, in order to glue them. So, because this post here has to match this notch here. So I'm trying to think if I glue the house. So glue, let me just see how high this basement goes once it's in. Okay, so it's not exactly the same height. So I'm just working out whether I glue this. Or probably best to glue this. Or maybe, yeah, it's probably best to glue the house. So there's 4 notches. So we'll put the basement in like that, because there's these here. I don't know if you can see it, but there's kind of a guide there to where the 2 notches, which are these here that stick out. These, so they're the guides for the back. And not the front. I think there's notch shapes here and here for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the basement, but I'm going to take this basement away when I do that. So I'm going to, because it needs to still move backwards and forwards. So I'm going to glue. No, I need to glue the house. I need to glue the underside, because if I glue round here where it's not going to touch, it's not going to be great. And I'll just need to check, because the staircase starts here on the first floor, so I need to glue the underside of the house, and then I need to marry these 2 together with the notch. And that's the notch post there with that notch hole there. So yeah, that's what I'll do. So I'm going to move the basement away, and I'm going to turn the house upside down like that. The staircase is there, but I need to glue this whole house, so it's going to require a lot of glue. Just see, because I really want these floors down, because lifting the house in sections is very fast. So I'm just going to just get as much as I can of the house. I probably might not even need to smear it in or scrape it in or spread it in or anything. I'm just going to cover as much as I can of this house. I'm going to try to get these end bits done as well. Yeah, we're finally getting this done now, but I couldn't do it until I started putting the staircase in. So I just want to get a lot of glue to get these floors on, because you're going to need a lot of glue. Okay. Right, so there's a lot of glue on there. I'd say that's enough. So what I need to do is bring the basement back. And the reason I have to put it on its side is because I have to align the notch with the hole. That's what I need to do, because that notch needs to go in that hole, which is, it don't look like it wants to. Let's just see. But it's supposed to. See, I really want it to fit in. It is difficult. Trying to push it together. Yeah, it is difficult. It's difficult to see it going in. That's the problem. I don't know why it doesn't go in. I've got the mallet, but I don't really want to use the mallet, but I might see if I can tap it. No, that ain't gonna work. So I'm gonna have to put that down flat while I try and line up the two. Let's see. Because I'm telling you now, it doesn't want to go in. I'm just making sure that these things are lined up at the back. So they're lined up. So I'm just wondering if I can tap it. It don't want to go in. It's really annoying. Managed to get it in place, and I've managed to put a weight on top of it. That's amazing. I kind of turned it and pushed them together, and it kind of just clicked together. So those two floors are now one. There's an equal level of circumference all the way around. So I've got this weight on, so I'm just going to leave that to dry. So those two floors are now one. And I've been waiting so long for that to happen, that it's finally happened. Oh, that's amazing. And then I'm going to put the next floor on when that's dried. So I don't think there's a notch and a click thing on there. I think you just glue the two, you just match this shape here. See here, where this shape, this kind of curvy shape here, you match that with each floor. So yeah, we've finally got the basement. So what I'm going to do is to paint this wall, I'm going to prop them up on maybe on something. I'm going to prop them up, and then I'm just going to paint all the walls the way they've been painted. Because it doesn't really matter. I can just sit and paint, keep turning it around and keep painting it. But I'm going to leave that on there for quite a while, because I want it to seal in, which it will do. And I had to do it without the basement on, because I didn't want to accidentally be gluing this floor to the basement, because the basement still needs to slide out. So, and if there's any glue that seeps out from in here and sticks the basement under there, which would be a nightmare to undo. So yeah, those two floors are done, and when I come back, I will put the first floor up here, on here, and then I will put the second floor on top of that. Working out which floors. So I've got the first floor here. I'm pointing. The second floor is over on the other side of the room, and I'll start to have a house that's all stuck together. So when I do need to move it, I'll move it as a whole house rather than move it in sections, because the reason I needed to get this done is because we're starting to build the framework here that goes all the way up, and the panels. So all these floors need to be stuck down before I start adding the panel work, which is the next thing I need to do. So all these jobs that I'm doing now were all waiting to happen once I got that second floor staircase in, and then I could stick everything together. So I'm going to leave that to dry, and then I'll come back and I'll stick the first floor up, because we've got basement here, ground floor, first floor, second floor, third floor. Is it third floor? No. It's ground, first floor, second floor, attic, where that peak roof is. So yeah, leave that to dry and I'll come back. So we're about to stick the first floor onto the ground floor. I've removed the weight and it's staying in place, so I just need to glue up this. Start gluing it all up. Getting all to the edges. These next floors are actually easier to stick. Like that. Gotta be careful that I don't shift this floor from being stuck down. Just getting as much glue. There we go, that's enough. So I need to put this floor on top. Oops. And we match it like this. There, like that. So it's all fitting together. And I'm going to put a weight on top. Like that. Just making sure it's flush. Because it slid a little bit when I put that weight on. So I'm going to make sure that these notches all line up, which they do. I'm going to leave that to dry. It's completely flush now. So leave that to dry now. I've just added clips all the way around because at the sides they were kind of separating like that. So adding the clips, it seals them together and it's squeezed like all the glue out, which means I've got clips all the way around, all the way around here, round the back, and all the way around to here, all the way around to here. So it's all clipped together. So I'm going to leave that to dry because I've got the bulk of the weight on top of it that's pushing the centre down, but the edges needed clipping. So I'll probably have to do that with the second floor when I add that onto the top. I'm going to have to put the weight on and then I'm going to have to clip them down. I don't know how I'm going to film that because when I put the next floor on, it'll fit on my desk, but I'm going to have to see. I might be able to lift the camera up even further when I put that on. I'm going to have to play around with that. So just leave that to dry for as long as it needs to dry. And as you can see, you come up the stairs, there's the banister there, and then there's the banister there, and then there's a banister here that goes up this flight of stairs here. So yeah, it's all connected and coming together. I like that bit of light that's hitting through that door. That's from my desk. That's from my filming light. It's actually hitting the bottom of the door as if there's a light on in the room beyond. I'm ready to put the second floor on now. So hopefully I've got enough glue. I've got another pot of glue though. So I'm just gonna get this glue. I've had this glue quite a long time. It's lasted me from pretty much from the start of the build. I know I haven't finished yet. Keep knocking the camera because the camera arm is right by this floor. I'll just lift it up while I put the glue down. Got plenty of glue on there. Now, I don't know if the camera is in the right position when I put the next floor on, which is here. I might have to position the camera once I get it in place. Hang on. Right, I've repositioned the camera, so I'm going to get this floor in place. I'll have to lift the camera up slightly to get it in and turn it around. It's catching on my light as well. I need to move the light. Just position that floor in. Just turn it around like that. Start positioning it. I'm going to move that camera again and just lower the floor down. Right, the floor's in place. Just got to match all the notches up. Like that. That. The floors are slightly off. Let me just make sure it's fitting flush all the way around. Push it that way a bit. And once I've got it in place, I'm going to clip it and then I'm going to put the weight on top. Sliding a little bit out. Clip it there. You might not be able to see where I'm clipping from this side, but you will see it from the other side. Just checking. It's flush on this side. I'm going to clip it there. I'm going to clip it right in that stairwell there, here. Seems to be all flush now. I'm just going to make sure that I get all the pegs on. Oh, the clips, sorry. They are technically pegs, but I use them as clips. Just get round the back. Really good that they're just big enough to clip the two plates together, the ceiling and the floor above. Let's see, where else should I do? In there. Yeah, because there's beams there, it's not easy to do it. You can't do it everywhere. So I've got 3 more pegs left, 3 more clips left to put in. Just making sure there's an equal amount. Right, so I'm going to put the weight on now, which I'm going to have to move the camera to do that. Okay, so there we go. Second floor's on. Just got to watch these steps. Okay. Right, So I need to leave that to dry. If I turn the camera like that, and then tilt it like that, you can see all the floors there, look. If I tilt it like that there, look, you can see all the floors, including the basement. So that's all the floors there with that weight on top. Got the clips all the way around. So yeah, this is what we've got going on now. All the floors will be glued together, which is what I've been waiting for a long time. I'd like to thank you for your company. I'll see you in the next video. Stay creative.